Hey guys, welcome to another installment of the preview of Lords of Baseball and our short video blog series. Today's video we're going to talk a little bit about some of the interactivity with Lords of Baseball and some of the things you can do. I always thought that one of the most important aspects of running a baseball operation was being able to strategically trade with your competitors. And in Lords of Baseball, trading is not only allowed but encouraged, and in any way, shape, or form. The only things you're not allowed to trade in Lords of Baseball are cards or victory points. Anything else is fair game. So let's talk a little bit about maybe the reason why you want to trade. In Lords of Baseball, one of the ideas is to get rid of as many journeymen as you can, because as you found out earlier, high number of journeymen equals high number of losses. So you can make trades for regular players, all-stars, superstars, and you're able to cut journeymen. But sometimes it's not always easy to do with your opponents. There are certain situations that come up that you may be able to trade media influence. Media influence allows you to change the number on a die when you roll it. Say I rolled a 3. If my opponent had purchased a +3 that gives him a 6, I can give him 2 media cubes and make it an 8. Now it's going to cost him 4 regular players to do that. If he finds that acceptable, he says okay. I take my regulars, I go from 10 to 14, and my journeymen go from 13 to 9. So just kind of switch them around just like that. I burn my 2 influence and away they go. Okay, so I've successfully traded with my opponent. Now if that doesn't work, on my turn, I can choose to trade with a mystery team. I always call them Detroit for some reason. In my set of Lords of Baseball, the 4 teams that I have are New York, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, and Chicago. So I just say we're going to trade with Detroit. On my player mat, we call that trade chart. We can do that once per phase. Now my trade chart I keep over here, and I'll hold it up like this so that hopefully the glare doesn't get in the way. There are 3 unique charts that we're going to look at. The first one is during the regular season. At any point I can trade anything on the left for anything on the right, as long as it's on the same level. So I can trade $1,000 in a prospect, and I can get a regular player. I can trade 1 regular player and get 3 prospects. I can trade 1 all-star and get a phenom, 2 prospects, and $1,000. So I can go in either direction. On the second chart, it's only a left to right situation. So I can only trade what's on the left and get what's on the right. So I can trade a superstar and get a regular, a phenom, a prospect, and $7,500. I can trade a superstar and an all-star and get a whole lot of good stuff. Now, why might I do this? Well, if I'm checking the standings regularly and I don't have a really good win-loss percentage and I just want to cut some of my losses, get rid of some of my expensive players, I don't want to pay their salary next year, and I'm not worried about the victory points that I'm trading away, I'm going to build a strong farm system for next round. Well, it's the Florida Marlins fire sale. You can do that in this game. If nobody else wants to trade with me, I can trade with Detroit. Every time I trade with Detroit, I make a trade chart die roll. That's another way to win games. So on my chart, I check what a 1 is. 1 isn't good. On a 1, I lose 3 games. So I go to my team mat, I lose 3 more games. It's not something I wanted to do, but hopefully I made a good trade that kind of makes up for that. The last chart that I'm going to look at here is the off-season trading chart. You'll notice a superstar is worth a little bit less in the off-season if I wait to trade him. In the regular season, he's worth a regular, a phenom, a prospect, and $7,500. In the off-season, he's only worth a phenom, a prospect, and $5,000. The reason for this is as you play in the off-season, you're going to realize that you may have not enough money to pay your salary, and you want to trade some of your expensive players. Well, in the off-season, it's a little tougher to make that trade because Detroit has to pay their salary as well. So you don't get as much value in return. But it's still a good strategic move if you are kind of over how much money you have and you need to save some cash somewhere. At least you get something for him, and you set yourself up for the next season. That is the trading aspect. If you have any questions about this, any of our other previous videos, check us out here on Board Game Geek. Send me a message. Send us a message on Facebook. Like us there. Look for Lords of Baseball. We love to hear from people and answer your questions and all that good stuff. Until next time, this is the Lords of Baseball preview blog. We'll see you again after later.